Your destiny is shaped by who you allow into your circle of friends. The ancient Stoics understood the power of friendship and warned about those who could drag us down. Our environment, our extended self, influences us more than we realize. The great historical philosopher Epictetus once said, "Associate with those who elevate you, with those whose presence brings out your best qualities." You've probably heard the saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today, we will explore this idea through the lens of Stoicism. We will discuss 7 types of people who can hinder your progress in Stoic philosophy and why it is crucial to reconsider your friendships with them. Before we start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel to help us continue spreading knowledge and also activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. The first type, complainers. Everyone has a friend, family member, or coworker who seems to find faults in everything, whether it's the weather, work, or even food at a popular restaurant. They never miss an opportunity to express their dissatisfaction. It's easy to say, just ignore them, but it's harder to do. Constant exposure to such negativity impacts your mental state, much like a dripping faucet slowly wears you down. Instead of dwelling on problems, focus on practical solutions. For instance, imagine you're working on a project with someone who complains at every meeting, turning them into exhausting sessions. Team spirit dwindles, and you get distracted from finding effective solutions. Likely, you become increasingly disheartened with the project and possibly with life in general. How does Stoicism help deal with complainers? There are several strategies you can use. Firstly, limit your interactions with this person. If this isn't possible because they are family or colleagues, then mentally detach during their complaints. Treat their words like a passing storm, loud and troubling, but ultimately temporary and powerless against the immovable mountain of your inner peace. Try redirecting the conversation towards solutions. You have control over your mind, not external events. Recognize this and you will gain strength. This timeless Stoic wisdom urges us to protect our peace of mind so the chronic complainer's negativity doesn't derail us. Next, let's talk about drama magnets. When you encounter someone who always seems to be caught in a whirlwind of crises, conflicts, or contradictions, it can be draining. Their endless stream of drama has an unsettling ability to pull you in. Initially, you might mistake their chaos for excitement, but soon you realize that being around them is like steering a ship in a storm, exhausting and dangerous. What makes dealing with a drama magnet challenging is that their crises often feel like your own. Their chaos is contagious, and you might find yourself drawn into conflicts you had no part in initially. Let's consider a practical example. You have a friend who is constantly feuding with someone. One day, it's one friend, the next, it's another. This friend seeks your advice, but you notice the cycle never ends. Suddenly, you find yourself embroiled in a conflict that wasn't yours. One approach to manage this is reflective listening. Instead of giving advice or taking sides, simply reflect their words. For example, if they say, "I can't believe she said that about me," you can respond, "So you feel betrayed by her words." This technique allows you to offer emotional support without getting sucked into the drama. Another method, which might seem counterintuitive, is to become less available for their crises, especially those without resolution. Turn off your phone at certain hours, create focused periods for personal development, and make it clear that you are not to be disturbed during these times. Paraphrasing Seneca, true happiness lies in enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. This can be particularly useful when dealing with drama magnets. Instead of worrying about the next crisis, focus on the present moment, which you control. Enjoy your life and don't let others' trauma disrupt it. Steer your ship calmly, avoiding the whirlpools that threaten your journey to personal growth and tranquility. The third type, skeptics. Picture yourself as an artist painting a canvas. Each brushstroke adds color, depth, and life to your vision. Then a skeptic enters, glances at your work, and immediately begins to criticize. "Are you sure about this color? It doesn't look realistic. You know, most artists never succeed." Their words are like strokes of gray paint dulling your vibrant canvas. This isn't constructive criticism. It's a constant aura of doubt and negativity. Suppose you are eager to start a new career. You've done your research, talked to professionals in the field, and perhaps even taken some preliminary courses. When you share your enthusiasm with a skeptic, they might say, You don't have the necessary skills. What if you fail? Soon their doubts echo your own, and your self-confidence starts to waver. How can you handle skeptics, especially if they are close to you? One unconventional but effective method is to ask for their advice rather than just sharing your plans or aspirations. People are less likely to outright criticize your ideas and might offer more constructive feedback when asked for advice. Another technique is to turn the scenario around using a method called positive confrontation. Instead of absorbing their negativity, challenge them to think of solutions. If they say, "You'll never be able to change careers at this stage," respond with, "What do you think someone who successfully changes careers does differently?" This not only deflects the negativity but also pushes for a more constructive conversation. Remember the Stoic saying, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening doesn't mean absorbing all negativity. It means distinguishing valuable input from mere noise. When skeptics start to dull your canvas with their shades of gray, take a step back. The 4th type, the perpetual victim. Imagine life as a chess game where each player has the same pieces and one goal: to checkmate the opponent's king. You think strategically, make sacrifices, and take risks. The perpetual victim, however, blames the board, the pieces, or even the opponent for every bad move. In their eyes, they are always in checkmate, not due to their choices but because of some external forces working against them. Their narrative is a never-ending tale of woe, where they play the role of the helpless protagonist. While it's important to acknowledge that some people genuinely face hardships and systemic issues, the victims we're talking about use their difficulties as a perpetual excuse, refusing to take responsibility for their actions or inactions. Listen to them, but avoid becoming their eternal problem solver. Don't let yourself get pulled into their victim story. Instead, take control of your chessboard, make your moves, and remember that in the game of life, perpetual checkmate is a choice, not a destiny. Move your pieces forward, make strategic sacrifices when necessary, and play not for revenge or pity but for growth and wisdom. The 5th type, the toxic positivist. You know this person. They radiate sunshine, rainbows, and endless streams of emojis. They tell you to just be happy when you're going through a tough time, dismissing your struggles with a carefree wave of sparkling optimism. Imagine your life as a garden. There are flowers, but there are also weeds and pests. The toxic positivist insists on ignoring anything that isn't a blooming rose. If your leaves have aphids, they say, focus on the flowers. Don't let negativity into your garden. This is unrealistic. Suppose you're going through a difficult breakup. You're upset, confused, and seeking emotional balance. The toxic positivist advises, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Just smile and be happy. This excessive positivity ignores the complexity of human emotions. To deal with a toxic positivist, involve them in a discussion that embraces both light and shadow. If they say, look on the bright side, at least you have your health, you can respond, yes, I'm grateful for my health, but it's also okay to be upset about this breakup. This helps them understand what psychologists call emotional granularity, the ability to feel and distinguish a wide range of emotions, both positive and negative. When the toxic positivist pushes you to just be happy, take time to acknowledge and label your emotions. Seneca, referring to our relationship with God and people, spoke about enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. Pay attention to balance, understanding duties that aren't always pleasant, and enjoying the present. The Stoic approach isn't about focusing exclusively on positive or negative moments. It's about accepting life's complexities with equanimity. So, next time a toxic positivist steps into your carefully tended garden, step back. Remember that a garden needs both sun and rain to thrive, embracing the full spectrum of your emotions. Continue to nurture your garden with the richness and complexity it deserves. The 6th type, manipulators. Imagine your life as a movie script. You are the main character, and you have a vision for how your story should unfold, where the twists will be, who your allies and mentors are, and what your ending will look like. Enter the manipulator, the shadowy producer who subtly rewrites the script without your knowledge until one day, you realize your storyline has veered off course. Manipulators excel at emotional or psychological maneuvering, using flattery, guilt, or even deceit to steer you in a direction beneficial to them. You might have a friend who always manages to get you to pay for dinner, saying something like, "I've had a tough month and you're doing so well. For you, it's a small thing, but it would make my day." Over time, you realize your generosity has been exploited, but bringing it up feels awkward because they framed it as a favor to a friend in need. Handling manipulators can be tricky. To handle manipulators effectively, adopt a proactive and assertive approach. Firstly, recognize their tactics. Awareness is the first step to taking back control of your script. If they try to guilt trip you into paying for dinner again, you can say, "I understand you've had a tough month, but I think it's fair if we split the bill this time." Setting clear boundaries and communicating them firmly is essential. By doing so, you assert your agency and prevent them from exploiting your goodwill. Another powerful Stoic technique is to use the principle of amor fati, or love of fate. Embrace your circumstances and respond to them with a calm and collected mindset. Suppose a manipulator tries to influence a significant decision in your life, such as a career move. Take a step back, evaluate the situation objectively, and consider whether their advice truly aligns with your values and goals. By loving your fate, you accept the present moment as it is and make choices that reflect your authentic self, not the manipulator's agenda. The seventh type, the envious. Envy is a silent poison that seeps into relationships, causing tension and resentment. Imagine you're climbing a mountain, enjoying the journey and the view. Suddenly, an envious person appears, trying to pull you down or belittle your progress. They can't stand seeing you succeed because it highlights their insecurities and shortcomings. Perhaps you've recently received a promotion at work. While most of your colleagues congratulate you, one person seems distant and indifferent. Over time, you notice subtle jabs and backhanded compliments such as, "Must be nice to get promoted because of connections." To deal with envy, it's crucial to practice compassion and empathy. Understand that the envious person is struggling with their own insecurities and self-worth. Respond with kindness rather than retaliation. If they make a snide comment, you can diffuse the situation by acknowledging their feelings and redirecting the conversation. For example, say, "I appreciate your perspective. It was a team effort, and I'm grateful for everyone's support." Another Stoic strategy is to focus on your inner virtues and progress. Seneca advised, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Instead of getting caught up in external validation, concentrate on your personal growth and the values that guide your actions. By doing so, you become less affected by envy and more grounded in your own journey. In conclusion, the people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your path to becoming a better Stoic. By recognizing and addressing the influences of complainers, drama magnets, skeptics, perpetual victims, toxic positivists, manipulators, and the envious, you create a supportive environment conducive to your personal growth and inner peace. Remember, you have the power to shape your destiny by choosing who you allow into your life. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any new content. Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Stay strong, stay wise, and keep striving for excellence. Stay, UniverStoicism.